Welcome the little pod that could. I was gonna try a new introduction today because I do feel like it's like kind of it's like too talk show hosty. I was just gonna be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" But I didn't want to throw
Constant.
you off. Brendan's back today, round three, right?
Third time.
Yeah. Okay. And we've got some stuff to talk about. We're actually gonna do. I don't feel like you probably just us trying to get the mic set up right there reminded me of you watch The Office, right?
Yeah.
It reminded me of when Michael's supposed to give a PowerPoint presentation. he he turns it on and he's like, "Okay, it says it needs updates. Gonna take 24 hours." So they usually overestimate. That's basically what you just did right there when we try to get the mic. You're like, "I don't have enough time today." And I'm like, "All right, cool, we'll go fast." And then you haven't even worked on the mic yet. I
Yeah,
mean,
I know. Well, we didn't test it or anything, and then ah, I guess I
well,
sounded like a 12-year-old.
that's your job. I gave you the equipment. That's your job to test it, clown.
That is true. That is true. But to be fair, I don't know anything about electronics, and I'm not very good with electronics, so I would no idea what I was doing.
I mean, anyway. Well, next time we got to test it before next time. If you make it to next time, this is unreal.
You
Um,
need a three-parter.
can you show that Clyde Drexler shirt? That brought
Oh
me
yeah,
back to my childhood. That thing's dope.
Clyde
Although
Drexler.
we keep giving plugs to this
Actually,
Northwest Vintage Flow.
I think I got this shirt actually in Portland at a vintage shop in
Okay.
Portland. So I don't think it was the same
All
one.
right.
Yeah. I don't think they're
Okay, do you
actually.
want to shout that shop out?
No, I don't think they're even open anymore. Actually.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So
Well,
that's
but
how
at least you got.
limited it is.
Huh. I had, like I was telling you, I had a bunch of those back in the day. It was when I saw, it, I was like, oh my gosh,
Well, it
that's
looks like you got a
freaking
poster
cool.
back there. What's the poster?
That's the Charles Barkley one. I told you that's autographed. Says to Kevin Charles Barkley.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, yeah, it's dope.
TNT's finest.
Um, what's up?
I said TNT's finest.
TNT's finest.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They've been in rare form. I've been watching those guys, which
Dude,
we
they've
were
been.
gonna talk about today. So we gotta kind of hurry because you're unless I'm pushing for a fashion show at 11 and you're trying on your wedding stuff that you're going to this
Yeah, I'm
weekend.
going to a wedding.
But where's the wedding at?
Zenith Vineyards.
Where's that at?
Just a winery.
Like
And
close by, or
yeah,
is it a long
I think
drive?
only like 25 minutes from Salem.
Oh, okay. All
That's
right.
what I'm hoping. I haven't really.
Um,
I honestly, until like it hit Wednesday, and I saw another one of my friend posted on their story about her wedding, and I was like, "Fuck! I got a wedding to go to in 2 days. Haven't planned my outfit. My girlfriend forgot about it too. She didn't even get work off. We're a
this seems
disaster."
like I'm sensing a pattern in your life of just whoa, yeah, shoot, I should have got the mic ready. Oh, I was supposed to go to a wedding. I mean, come on,
Yeah, pretty
bro.
last minute with a lot of things.
No kidding. All right, but let's talk about the playoffs first because you're a huge Phoenix Suns fan, which is not that's not looking good right now.
No, not at all.
It's give me your thoughts on what's going on. Is it just because Chris Paul's injured, or
Well, I mean, game two, I think we would have won if Chris Paul was playing. Or, like, I mean, he played, but he hasn't even had 10 points in a game. He hit 6 points with his
right?
cap. And I think game two, we would have won. Last night, we shot so bad. I don't think it really mattered. And,
But do you think some of that is partially because he's limited? Like, I mean, if you're used to getting open looks because Chris Paul's setting you up, but now he can't do that. I mean, that's going to impact.
yeah, I mean, the problem is also when he's healthy, our guys get so many more open looks compared to, like,
Right.
when he's unhealthy. I mean, the minutes he played last night where he looked good, I was like, okay, he's back. Like he was. I mean, did you watch the game?
I did.
Okay, so he hit like a couple like jump shots early, and it was like he was
Hmm.
setting up the offense, and guys were getting open looks, and we looked good. And then he just like when he just comes out for so long. Like I swear, it feels like
Yeah.
he comes out for like 2 quarters, and it's like it's just not the same team. Like we're all of our shots are contested. You can just tell we look a little rattled sometimes on offense. Like we go so many, like our stretches without scoring are way longer. It's just last night was terrible. I don't. It was horrible. I hated it.
Well, yeah, I wasn't sure you were gonna be able to muster up the strength to do the pod after that, but
Yeah, I
I
I, I was
I
a little mad
was
last night.
I bet
Mhm.
I've been surprised because it does seem like when guys get hurt, usually the strategy is try not to sit them for long periods of time so that things stiffen up and get tight. So I
Yeah,
haven't really understood why they're doing that. Either shut him down and let him rest to try to get him ready. Bill Simmons said that's probably what he would have done. He would have said, game 3 we're gonna lose regardless. Let's shut him down and see if put all our eggs in the game 4 basket, which seems to make sense to me.
yeah.
Like it'd be better to try to because he only had 48 hours rest there. If you wait till game 4, you give him like 4 or 5 days.
Well, and
But
game 3 to 4 is his longest break in between games. So every other, all of our other games besides game 1, obviously we had like a week break, but has been we've
mm,
played, break, and we play. But this time he's a 2 day
mm,
break, so he has today and tomorrow to rest, and then we play Sunday afternoon.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I I mean it's tough because we're not in the day to day. So, but it
Yeah.
does seem kind of odd. The revelation for me has been Aiton. That guy, because he wasn't great the first season. He wasn't.
Well, he was
He
like
was good, but
good.
like,
I mean, the problem
but
with
when
him.
you look at, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the problem with him is his draft class has Luka Doncic
That's
and
what. Yes.
Trey Young, and everyone just expects Aiton to be with them. But big men sometimes take a little bit more time.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, you're going, man, they picked this guy over Luca and Trey. I mean, this is yikes. But I mean, I've been really impressed. Like he's super mobile, but like strong. I mean, he's doing good. Like he's going against AD, and like I don't
I
know,
think
he's holding
I
his
think
own. Like
one
I've
problem,
been really impressed by him.
my biggest complaint about Aiton right now is he just needs to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I mean,
he's not
I don't know
missing,
if I agree with that.
and not even like in the playoffs. Like
Yeah,
most
I
of the
mean, but
regular
like,
season, he needs to shoot in the regular season at least like 10 to 15 shots a game, which he doesn't do. Sometimes he'll
okay,
go some games where he'll shoot like six
okay,
shots, and it's like, bro, you can't be shooting. You're like one of our best players. You can't be shooting 6 shots. And like,
okay. I was talking the playoffs. The
yeah,
playoffs, he's looked. I felt like he's
oh,
been aggressive. And it's been
he's
great.
been amazing. Like he's been, yeah, he looks like he wants to play. That's for sure.
And maybe this will help him like go up a level. Like
Mhm.
sometimes that happens when guys, they play well in the playoffs. They realize, oh wow, you know what I mean, and it kind of
Yeah,
helps catapult them next
I think
season.
this is
Kind of
key
like,
for like his future. Just, I mean, he's 22,
yeah, for
so he's
sure,
super young. I'm just so I
yeah,
know like it's only been 3 games, and I am so fucking tired of seeing Anthony Davis get every single call. God, it is getting so annoying. This guy will just, like Aiton will be guarding him, and Aiton obviously just looks a lot stronger. And Anthony Davis just gets thrown off because he's so soft, and then he just gets every foul. Like this guy shoots 15 free throws a game at least. I'm just so tired of it.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
so
And
annoying.
I do think, it sucks because the league has a reputation of like, I mean, because it would be good for them to have, it'd be much better for them to have the Lakers in the finals than the Suns. And so I
Yeah,
do think there is sometimes some preferential treatment. I don't think LeBron looks right. Barkley was talking
no,
about it on
he
um,
doesn't.
the after the game last night, but I think they're vulnerable. Dude, this is the first time in a while where I'm like, I think the East might win the championship.
Oh, I
You
think
know, I
he's
mean,
going to.
I mean, obviously Toronto, but I mean, like where it's like the strongest. I felt like I was looking like, man, the strongest teams are in the East.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
Because the
that's
Bucks look
true. The
really
Bucks
good.
look amazing. The Bucks
You
surprised a
know,
lot of people.
the Nets are like a video game where you're like, wait a minute here, how
Well,
did
yeah, I
how
mean
did they get all these good players
the Nets
together? I
will
mean,
it'll be
it's
like a 2 point game, and you're like, okay, like the Celtics for say, like they don't have a chance, but you'd be like, oh, okay,
mhm.
the Celtics have a chance to maybe come back, and then next thing you know, the Nets just go on a 15-0 run, and it's just like, oh, this
Yeah.
game's over. It's like they're not losing.
Yeah.
You got
It's
the three.
insane. And it's not only do they go on a 15-0 run, because like teams can, other teams can do that too, but it's like, it looks like they're not even
It looks easy.
trying hard. Like it's like, and you look like, oh my gosh, this won a 15-point run, and they look like they were just like shooting around, getting warmed up. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
and then you have Joe Harris, who like has the best job in the NBA. Like he's playing with these three incredible, like
Well,
all time
he's won like
one-on-one players.
He won a 3-point contest already. He's like an amazing
Yeah,
player, and then you just
but
throw him on a team with 3 ISO players. You can just take anyone.
yes,
It's
yes,
unfair.
yeah, it's insane.
See, everyone talks
So I
about
mean,
Brooklyn starters and their 3 guys, the big 3, but Brooklyn has really good role players.
okay, what do
They
you want to
have,
say about those guys?
I mean, they have
Who
Joe Harris.
who do
They
you
have
like?
Nick Claxton off the bench is good. Bruce Brown for
Okay,
them has been playing really well actually off the bench.
yes, yes,
Yeah, he's good. Blake Griffin also for some reason is like dunking again. I
yeah,
don't know.
I know. It's nuts.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's nuts.
He like didn't dunk at all with the Pistons, and now he's just like back to Clippers. Blake Griffin throwing down.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's,
And what's crazy is
it's
they don't even have Spencer Dinwiddie either. Imagine if they had him.
mm-hmm. I know. It's funny because
Can you hear me?
like they have so much talent. Yeah, I can hear you. They have so much talent. We
Uh,
don't even
okay, I didn't know if you
mention.
could hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, dude.
Uh,
They have so much talent that you don't even mention Blake Griffin. You know what I mean? Until you're like, I
yeah,
don't know. It's crazy.
exactly.
Like I forget he's
Or
on the
even they
team, and
have
then I'm like,
Jeff
oh
Green
man, that's
too.
right.
They have Uncle Jeff Green.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's
just they have
crazy.
so many guys. Basically, any
It's
guy that they put out on the floor is not a weakness.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Now the only thing for them is can they stay healthy for 3 rounds? That's the only thing
Hmm.
where it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
But if they can stay healthy, I don't see how they don't
Oh,
win.
if they stay healthy, we know the outcome if they stay healthy.
Yeah. Okay, so give me a finals prediction right now on May 28th.
May 28th, I would predict Lakers, Nets, and I'm probably gonna pick the Nets in 6.
Okay.
I'm still gonna give like I mean Anthony Davis still has time to get 25 free throws in a game, so that can help you win a fucking game. And then,
Yeah.
but the one thing is about the Nets, it's so easy to pick them to go to the finals right now. But the Bucks
Hmm.
play them next series, most
I
likely.
know.
The Bucks
Yeah.
match up really well with them. Like defensively, they
Right.
got Drew Holiday. He can guard Kyrie. He's like one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. They have numerous guys they can throw at Kevin Durant. They have,
Simmons said he thinks that's the finals, basically.
yeah, no, I kind of have to agree with him. I think whoever wins that series is going to win the finals.
Yeah, and because it's weird because the West is like, the second seed is a dud. They're probably not making out of the Mavs series. You know, Denver
Well,
without Murray is
yeah,
what's
that's the
up?
thing. Like the West is kind of like it's weird right now because
Every team has an issue.
yeah, like Jamal Murray, the Nuggets, they're deadly when he plays, but he's hurt.
Hmm.
Chris Paul's injured, banged up right now. Donovan Mitchell just came back,
Right.
but he
I
looked
mean, if the
pretty good.
Blazers were better, this would be the perfect time for them to have a chance to get to the finals.
Yeah,
You
but
know
they
what I
have to
mean?
face the Lakers
The
in game 2 in the
But
round of
that's what I'm
16.
saying. But I mean, would you rather face this version of the Lakers this year or the one last year? I think they have a better
Yeah,
chance against the team this year because no Rondo, LeBron hurt. Can AD stay healthy for another 2 rounds? So I don't know. I just feel like if the Blazers ever had a chance, this would have been their better look. But they're not making out of that Nuggets series.
no. I don't think they are. Their defense isn't good enough. They just get
Yeah,
torched a
it's
lot. Like you
rough.
can have Austin Rivers hitting 4 threes on you in the fourth quarter. That's just
Yeah, it's
that
bad,
can't happen. You can't.
bad
And I
business.
mean, Jokic is just that man is so good at basketball.
Yeah, no, he really is.
He's a stud. I just love the way he just like. I've just never seen the guy just be able to just hold the ball, and create so much offense by holding the ball.
Yeah, dude, he's incredible.
He's
He's
not.
incredible.
No, yeah, he's a,
Um,
no. I need to hear your
anything
opinion.
else on the? Go ahead.
I need to hear your opinion on the Clippers.
I mean, my opinion hasn't changed. What they're doing didn't isn't surprising to me. Like, if you nickname yourself Playoff P and you never make it out of the second round, I
Pandemic.
mean that's a thing. You know, yeah, for sure. But I mean, Kawhi is weird because he's really good, competitive. Like he's a winner, but it's I don't know. Do you think guys like hanging out with him? Do you think like
Oh,
he's a
I think
galvanizing
I think
force on the team?
I think guys probably like him. I think they think he's cool, but I think
Mm-hmm.
you can have like he's like obviously the alpha of that team. But like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you could have just a way better. Like he doesn't seem like he's involved with the team that much outside of like
Mm-hmm.
going to practice and games. I feel like
Right.
I mean he lives in San Diego. He doesn't even live
Right.
in LA. And so like like he's I heard last year he was always late to team events all the time and like it just
Mm.
frustrated teammates. And yeah, everything about the Clippers just seems so just it just seems like a disaster. Everything
For
about
sure. And I do think there's something to be said for, those guys both signed 2-year deals. They're like not wanting to really commit to anything. Let's see how it goes. Like, I think that stuff
well
plays out
that's
on your team.
yeah. Well, that's also kind of more for like guys sign like 2 year deals. Like LeBron did that too when he first went to the Lakers.
Hmm.
It's because in 2 years after that, the contracts for the max go up, so you can make even more money in 2 years. So,
Okay.
but
which
like
is which is fine, but like I don't have the sense that LeBron in 2 years when he signed that deal is gonna look for better options. I
yeah,
do feel that both those other guys are gonna be like that, and I think that translates to teams. Like even though this is a business and it's a job, like there still is there is an element of like teamwork and like togetherness, and that's why in the bubble I think the Heat did so well because those guys liked each other. They had similar ideas, like the Heat culture they all talk about. Like
no,
I think so it galvanized them. Where something like this, where Kawhi just kind of shows up and does his thing. Paul George is missing games because he had too much coffee. Like I think those things matter. I think those things matter in ways that don't necessarily just show up like on the like in the box score. Like that has a longer term effect on how tough your team is mentally. Like, are they willing to come together in those situations? They're like, well, Kawhi's gonna dip anyway. You know what I mean? I think that matters. Like that matters when things get tough, and that's what the playoffs. That's why I love the playoffs because it exposes teams' flaws in a way that the regular season doesn't, and you can really see like, hey, these guys, this is not going to work. Like you could run this back again next year, and you're going to get a similar result.
yeah. Well, and to go on the Kawhi thing too, it's like
Mm-hmm.
imagine you play on the Clippers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're guy that makes what 40 mil a year, Kawhi Leonard, and he plays like 2 games and then sits like next 5.
Right,
What the fuck am I
right,
playing on this team for? Like I was told I was
right,
coming here to help win, and this guy's like our stars are barely even playing. One of them's like they never play together, and like half
right.
games Kawhi sits out for no reason. Like what's he even hurt? Like he has no injury.
Yeah, and the tanking thing, like they tanked the last couple games to be able to play the Mavericks. I just think that whole thing is a bad look. Like that's a
Horrible.
bad look. Like heading into the playoffs, I always felt like when I was coaching, like we need to be playing our best as we get into the playoffs. Like
Hmm.
there should be no sense of like, well, let's rest guys so hopefully we lose and get down and get this matchup we think is more favorable. That you're playing with fire at that situation in that case. Like that is a bad look. The any kind of advantage you could get from a more favorable matchup and being able to avoid the Lakers longer is like the risk of what could happen
Yeah.
negatively far outweighs the rewards of getting a favorable matchup. And in this case, they are going to avoid the Lakers because they're going to be out of the playoffs by then.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, I don't
it's
know
just
why. I really don't get why they wanted the Mavericks because they played the Mavericks in the first one last year. The Mavericks took them
mhm,
6 with
right,
Luka's first playoffs. Kristaps played 2.5 games because he got ejected in one of them. And
right.
it's like he's back this year, and the Mavericks are a better team this year in general. They're just like they're playing on fire right now too, going into the
Yeah,
playoffs like you're talking about. It made no sense
right.
for why they would want to see the Mavericks. I'd almost want to see the Lakers before, like if I was the Clippers over the Mavericks, because like you haven't faced the Lakers in the playoffs, and they usually play the Lakers pretty well because they get so like amped up for it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. But
Which is
hopefully they.
also a thing. Like, if you get amped up because you're playing an opponent more than you do a different opponent, that's a bad sign too.
Mhm. Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like, competition is competition. Like, when you get out there, you should be trying to win regardless. And so I just think there's a lot of problems with the Clippers. And I don't know why we're talking about them so long. They need to, I think they're going to blow that
They
up
are
after the
because it's
season
so
anyway.
funny to rip on the Clippers. The Clippers are just annoying. They just always are just like saying shit and then they just never back it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's bad. It's bad.
well, to be fair, we should be talking about the Mavericks more because they look so impressive. Luca,
Yeah.
have you
No,
watched?
and they do. They do. But I mean, I don't know. Do you think they're going to, who do they play next? They play the
They're playing the
Nuggets?
part of Jazz.
Oh. Well, they might.
They
Yeah,
can,
that's what I'm saying. The West is weird, dude. The West is weird. They could give the Jazz a
hmm
battle.
Yeah, the Jazz are pretty good. They hit a lot of threes.
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah, I don't know.
They're
Eh,
like they're like I don't know. They're weird to explain. They're dangerous though.
yeah,
They've all been
and
playing together for a while, and then Conley's really underrated.
I watched him. And I was not super stoked on him. I do think there might be something with this Donovan Mitchell thing too. I just think that's something to keep an eye on. This
Yeah,
whole thing with he was ready to play, the team said no, and there was like
yeah.
confusion
I
about
don't. I
something's
didn't get
going
that
on
either.
there.
I didn't get that either because it's like, oh, he's not fine Monday, but come Wednesday, 2 days later, he's perfectly fine to play 26 minutes.
Yeah, I think something's going. That's something to keep an eye on. Maybe it was a misunderstanding, maybe it was a miscommunication, but that's
Well, how
something to
about
at
those
least pay
young guys
attention
for the
to. Maybe
Grizzlies?
it was a bigger deal. Hmm?
Those young guys for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about. We're talking way too long because I'm trying to get to these questions, but I have been really impressed. I was talking to my buddy yesterday about. I was asking him, do you think that John Morant and Trey Young, do you think they were influenced by Steph Curry? Like, when guys look when they're younger, are they like, oh my gosh, Steph? And he was like, no, they're not. Steph's not old enough. They were, and we kind of settled on maybe he had a little bit of a direct impact. But my point was the fact that he revolutionized the game with the onset of analytics has made those guys are so fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Trey shushed the crowd game
That was
one,
cool.
I
No,
was
that
like,
series. Why everyone talk about that
yes.
series? That's been the best series.
Yeah, it has been. It
It's
has
been
been.
the MSG has just been like I'm rooting for the Knicks now. Like I am
Oh,
just
are
they're
you?
so awesome. I think they're cool. They're a cool team. I think they're interesting.
Okay.
I think
Trey was getting so much hate before, like, oh, he's selfish, blah blah blah. And so
yeah.
I had never really seen him play. So these were really the first two games I watched him, and I was like, I am in on
No,
Trey
I
Young.
like Trae
I'm
Young.
buying Trey Young stock. And the thing is, to me, he doesn't seem selfish. He wants to win. He's prepared for the moment. He's not afraid of it. He'll go right at you. And I loved it when he turned, because now MSG hates him. I love that he was just like, I was like, yes,
Yeah, it was
yes,
so funny.
you know.
Except I don't know. I
Uh,
want the Knicks to win the series, so I was like, shit.
And it wasn't
I
just
really
like he hit the shot that beat them. It wasn't like playoff P, talking and not backing it up. He hit the shot that wins the game and then just shushes. Oh, man, I
well, and that
loved
was
it.
a
And
really
John
good
Morant,
point.
too. I feel like those guys have similar games. They attack, they set guys up. Like, all their teammates are getting better looks. Like, I've, I've been super stoked on how those guys are playing. Even though you shit on me and think that old school is better. Like, I told you, like, when guys play the game right, this version of new basketball is awesome. And those two guys, especially, been on my radar for guys I hadn't seen play very much. I'm like,
Mhm.
man, those
There's a
guys are
lot of
fun to
guys like that
watch.
in the playoffs, though, where they're like really young, and a lot of people haven't had a chance to watch them until the playoff time. But there's a lot of studs coming out that are like, holy crap! There's this NBA is in good hands with some guys.
Those are the two guys I've been the most excited about. Give me two guys you've been super excited about from
Well,
the
I mean,
playoffs.
honestly, 8 in this playoffs is just made me so.
Yes.
I've
Also, yeah.
been
Good
obsessed with
call.
100, and one. This is like an older guy.
Yeah.
He's not younger, but I've been like stoked for him. Is Derrick Rose?
Okay. Yeah, he's been playing out of his mind. Simmons was saying, they were talking about all this the trade acquisitions and stuff during the deadline, and no one even mentioned Derrick Rose, and now he's like, you know, this really important piece of the Knicks run.
Well,
So yeah, it's
I
pretty
think he's
cool.
gonna start next game because he's been coming off the bench because it's like he's so
Yeah.
deadly off the bench because he can get you 20 easily because
Right.
he's a professional scorer. He knows how to get the ball in the basket. He's
Yeah.
been doing that his whole career. So
Yeah, and he looks good too.
yeah,
I mean,
he looks
I
athletic.
was kind of like, "Ugh," I mean, he's injury prone or whatever, but he looks great.
No,
He
he
looks like
doesn't
durable and
look injured at all.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
hope he has a 30-point game. I hope it goes game 7, Derrick Rose, 30-point game. MSG goes wild. That's my hope.
Okay. Okay.
My hope.
I want the Hawks to win. I need more Trey Young, dude. That's my guy now. I
Okay.
was
I
I
think
I
whoever wins
loved
that
it,
series
dude.
though is going to give the 76ers a very hard time.
Yeah, dude, I'm not sold on we haven't even talked about them. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not
I'm not a big fan of the Sixers. Never have
yeah.
been. I don't know though. I
No.
think they could end up. I mean, I don't know. The Hawks and Knicks are just so fun to watch because they both they go so like they hustle so hard. It's I don't know. It's cool to watch. They're both just exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, that
They're
has
both
that has
so
been a fun
different.
series.
They're both such different teams, but they both just they match up so well against each other.
Yes, I agree. And it's a fun series. Yeah, it's just a fun series.
Like Trey,
There's been a lot though.
the
I've liked a lot of the series. I mean, there's been some blood. The Heat series hasn't been very exciting, but I mean,
Nets
and I
Celtics.
haven't really seen any of the 76ers. Yeah, but even the Nets blowing them out, it's still cool to see those guys. You're like, oh my gosh, these guys are scary
Yeah.
good. So yeah. All right, cool. Any other
Yeah,
thoughts on playoffs?
playoffs has been pretty fun so far. The
Yeah,
first weekend was really awesome. The Saturday and Sunday,
I agree.
every game was good, close game. Like the Grizzlies even pulled off the upset. That was cool to watch. Like
It's cool when as the playoffs develop, you get better and better games because the matchups get better. But it's fun. Like the first round is fun because every night there's games on. You
hmm
know what I mean? You
yeah,
just turn it on like somebody's playing. So
yeah, it's cool.
yeah,
That's how I love it.
it's like the first couple of days of the tourney, that first weekend of the
Mhm.
tourney. Like there's just games on all day.
Yeah,
Both
it's like
days. So
morning until night. There's just 4
yeah,
games on every day, and it's like when your team plays, it's like for me that first day when the Suns won. Oh my god, it was just so awesome to get to see our only probably win of the playoffs because
yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
I think they might get one more. Going back to Phoenix, they might get one more.
I think I think we still have a really good chance to win Game 4. I mean, okay, we shot
Mm.
terrible last night, terrible, and we still were I mean, I don't know, we still have a
I
chance.
think there's a reason for that. I think Chris Paul being compromised
Well, Jay
is a
Crowder
big
shot
part of
2 of
that.
20 on 3 in the playoffs.
Yeah, true. And I really like Crowder too, so I'm not going to shit on him. I
Well,
like him a lot.
okay, the problem for guys like him too is he's putting so much on the defensive floor right now. I mean, he goes from
Yeah,
guarding Anthony Davis to LeBron, back to Anthony Davis
yeah.
to LeBron. I mean,
And Jay
all of
Crowder
it.
to me is the antithesis of playoff P. Doesn't talk, does his job, wants to win, doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, I love that guy. Every team he's been
No,
on,
yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the difference. Every team that Jay Crowder has been on, he's made that team better. Every team that playoff P's been on wins more but is not better.
yeah, no, that is so true. I mean, Jay Crowder was on the Heat last year when they went to the finals.
Dang, that was like a professional take. I felt like a real sports guy right there, and I don't even watch sports hardly anymore.
Nah, you watch a lot of basketball.
I am now because it's honestly because of you. Like I wasn't watching as much NBA, but
I
you
love the
were
NBA.
cheering for the Suns and you talking
I
about the NBA. It's
yeah,
like, okay, I probably should start watching. And
I
honestly, you know what a lot of it was? I was like, damn, LeBron's like a once in a generation. Like he's not gonna be around that many more years able to play at this level. Like I should be appreciating that more. So
so you guys start watching
and he
Luka.
was, dude. I know, but dude, LeBron the other night when he hit that three, he was so good. I was like, damn, dude,
Yeah,
LeBron's
dude,
still the goat.
his He's
He's
he's so
unreal.
awesome. It sucks to see him like age because it's like sometimes when we watch him play, people
Yeah,
like injured. Sometimes I'm like, dude, he's also 36. Like you're not gonna
yeah,
see as
I
explosive. So
know.
like he's so good, and he still runs the offense. He's so smart, and he just
Yeah,
so experienced. So he knows what he's
he
doing.
can still do it when he needs to, but
Mhm.
he used to just do it.
He didn't
Now
do
he's
it
like picking
all.
his
He
spots,
didn't do
which
it when he
is
didn't need to.
impressive too. But
Yeah, no.
go ahead.
He's still LeBron. I mean,
Yeah, very impressive. All right, anything else on the playoffs? Last chance.
go Suns and fuck the Lakers and fuck Anthony Davis.
I loved the other day the beat LA chant because the Lakers haven't really been relevant for it was really cool to have like fans be chanting passionately beat LA. I was like, man, this is because like, when I was younger, I was a Laker fan because I was a huge fan of Magic Johnson, Kareem Worthy, all those guys. And so, I used to love it when teams would be chanting beat LA because I was like, yeah, bring it on. But yeah, it was really cool. I was like, yes, the beat LA chant coming
Yeah,
out. So it was
Phoenix's
pretty
crowd's
cool.
been cool. Crowds
Yeah,
being
they were good.
okay. That is actually the last thing I'll say. The crowds being back has been so awesome.
Yes, agreed.
That is
Agreed. And even not at full capacity, they said, like I think they had 15,000 MSG. That place was rocking, dude. It was awesome.
yeah. It was crazy.
And I love seeing Spike up, going crazy, and
No,
then
oh
Trey
my
Young.
God.
Ah, man,
He was
so
jumping
good,
like
dude.
what did I say? He looked like a grandma jumping for his grandson, like super stoked. Where he was like, not moving, getting off the ground, nothing, but he just looked like he couldn't even hold it back.
Well, but that's it. I mean, he's probably 60 something,
Yeah, he's older now.
so yeah, I mean, but yeah, it was great. Okay, that's it. No more playoff talk.
All right.
All right, you're
I have my
done.
questions on my phone.
Okay, all right. Are we going right to those? I do want to shout out. There's a doc. I want maybe we'll circle back to it the next time. A doc about the opioid crisis on HBO Max. That's insane. Kind of points out like how we got to the situation and how these corrupt pharmaceutical companies like took over and have screwed over the United States. Anyway, that's it. Should watch it. We'll come back and talk about it later. All right, let's get to the questions. You want to go first? You want me to?
So we're asking just like 5 questions. Like I ask you five
Yeah,
questions. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. You ready? You want me to ask you first?
It's up to you.
All right. I'll ask you first. I'll ask you first.
Okay. All
All right.
right. Let's do
It
it.
is your podcast.
I mean, it's kind of the people's podcast.
The
You
people.
know what I mean?
The people's podcast. All the people out there listening. This is yours.
Yeah, both of them.
Well,
Both
this
of
is
them.
what I mean. This is what taxpayers' money goes towards.
How is taxpayer money paying for this?
No, I'm just messing with you. Okay, okay. Kevin Turner, you ready for these questions?
I'm ready.
What is your favorite book?
Ooh. This is ironic you asked this question. My favorite book is probably The Compound Effect,
Okay. Oh,
which
really?
is sitting on your shelf getting dusty and has never been opened once. Um
Well, okay. No,
yeah, that was
okay. Wait. I
yeah.
did bring it. I went on a trip recently. You know about that, and I did
Yeah.
bring it. And I was gonna bring it
Okay.
on the plane, and I left it in my damn bag that got put. Like I didn't bring it on my carry-on.
Oh, that got checked. Okay. All right.
I did it
Dude,
twice.
it's crazy cuz it's the easiest read too, dude. It's like so simple, but like what I liked about it and it's the book I've definitely gifted the most. But it's the book that had the biggest impact on my not just my thinking but how I saw success. And success is really just small habits consistently done over time, you know? That's
Okay.
basically the point of the book, and then like how you do that. This is a great question. I didn't think you were gonna ask that. I didn't want to ask you because I'm not sure you've read a book, but so I wasn't gonna ask you
Yeah,
that
the
question.
Magic
But I
Treehouse.
mean, what's up?
I said, yeah, the Magic Treehouse.
Yeah, exactly. But
Okay.
yeah, dude, the compound effect definitely.
Compound
Are we
effect.
gonna switch back and forth? I
How
do
about
one, you do one.
I just ask you five, and then you just ask me five.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, I'll
Just
do it.
hijacking the format. Okay, it's fine. So
Yeah,
now that's a good idea though, because if people are bored and not interested in me, they could skip ahead to you. And
yeah,
then if
exactly.
they're only interested in me, they can listen to mine and then just stop the
I think
podcast.
this is. I think after year five, they're probably just gonna turn off the podcast and not even listen to what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's very possible. Especially
Okay.
because it's probably just my mom that watches anyway. So
Oh, Hey, Mrs. Turner. Uh, okay. What is
All
your
right,
biggest
go.
fear?
Ooh. Well, I've been trying to be more open on. I was thinking about because honestly, our podcasts, as random and stupid as they are, like yours and mine, I think I've gotten better feedback, and I've been like those were better than a lot of the interviews I do.
Hmm.
And I think some of it is because you and I, like, since we were friends, like I can be more open and like we just kind of go back and forth. And so I've been like, man, I need to do that in all of the podcasts. And I think my biggest fear, which is weird because in normal life, I'm not really like, I don't really care what people think, but I am kind of, it's like, what if I say something here that gets taken out of context and then like I'm meeting with my job
You're
or I get a
canceled.
bunch of hate, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's like, so I do, like, I'm realizing, oh man, I guess I kind of worry about like what people think about me, you know, and I've been kind of having this internal struggle with like how much do I share really about myself and how much because that's what I think what makes podcasts interesting is like they're just authentic conversations that get recorded.
When you're putting
But if
yourself
I'm not yeah, if I'm not putting myself out there then it's not as interesting.
out. Okay.
So it's weird because I would never say oh what people's opinions of me are my biggest fear, but I mean it's been the thing that I've been dealing with the most in the last say month or so.
Okay. That's good.
And maybe it's not dealing with it, but I've been aware of it, so it's probably been an issue for a lot longer than that.
Okay. I like it. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
question of fear, so you probably don't like it, but uh, okay. Question number three: Are you a
all
morning or
right,
a night person?
man. When I was younger, I was definitely a night person, and I still feel like if I had full control over my own schedule, I would stay up later. I am productive after midnight. I know a lot of people don't think you can do that, but I know like Tim Ferriss said he did his best writing from like 2 to 3 in the morning, and I felt like that too because I didn't really like getting up in the morning. I feel like morning hours happen faster. Like it's almost like the clock is moving at a faster
Oh
rate.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's a nine,
And
even an hour. It's 10 minutes.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And at night, things slow down, but it's also quiet, like in the morning. So like people are asleep, no one's hitting you up. Like it's not like so you can really concentrate and focus. So I do feel like from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., I can be really productive. So if I had my choice, I would do that. But as I've gotten older, I actually wake up earlier, and so I don't know. I'm probably now more of a morning person just because of I don't have full freedom in my schedule.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I feel that. Sometimes it's like it hits like 11 o'clock, and it's just like, why am I even like awake still? Like at
Yeah,
night,
no, I know.
like what am I?
See,
What?
so are you more of a morning person?
Yeah, I'm probably more of a morning
Okay.
person.
I
I
want to
like
ask you these questions too, back and forth, but I'm like, I don't want to take too long, and I've got
no,
questions for you, and you got to
I know,
try on your wedding outfit. So
I
anyway,
know, dude.
sorry.
Stupid weddings to go to. Why do people
Stupid
get
weddings, dude.
married? Uh, if if you could go back in time, what era would you go to?
Mm. It's a good question too. Did you like get this off a website?
Uh, two of them I got off the website. Three of them I thought of myself.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Was this one from a website?
No, this one actually came up with myself.
Okay, all right. I actually have one from a website too, so don't feel bad. But I oof, I don't know because the past would suck, dude. Like no internet, no, like no. I don't know.
But at the same time, it would be so cool.
Would it like? I mean, no outdoor plumbing or no indoor plumbing. Like
Yeah, just go outside and
no.
take a shit. What's not cool about that?
I mean, I guess.
Like, what's so
I
racist?
don't.
Dropping a deuce.
I that you know what? I would go back to the 80s. The 80s were cool. Like it was way more carefree. I remember like we'd like ride our bikes and like it was, we weren't worried about getting kidnapped or there was none of that like and it was just like that was right when music started getting good. That's right when movies started getting good. Like all the stuff before that sucked. Like that was, the Lakers, Celtics, like yeah, I would go back to the 80s.
Okay, that's a good answer. I always like hear about like when like adults always talk about how like when they were kids, they would like
Mm,
leave and not come back until like night. And like I remember when I was
yeah,
a kid, I always tried to like kind of be like that too. I would always like try to leave and just not, like I don't know. I tried to kind of keep it the same way because I did not want to like always just play video games all day. I just get too bored, and so I tried to kind of
yeah.
be the same way almost.
Well, but now it is like a real concern, like with the sex trafficking and child trafficking. Like that is an
Oh,
actual
yeah, it's a
like
little dangerous
it
nowadays.
sucks, dude. Like you can't just say like my mom would be like, go out and play, like,
Hmm.
and that was it. Like there was no cell phones, no trackers, no there's no way. Like I obviously had to stay like close, like it was in the neighborhood, but like there was no worry that something bad would happen. And now it's like a legitimate thing. Like you have to really worry about your kids. It's like terrible,
It's
sucks.
horrible.
So
It's
yeah, we
so
go back to the 80s.
it's like how could yeah. That's a whole nother subject. That's a whole other subject.
Yeah.
Okay, the 80s. It's a good answer. Okay, if
Yeah,
you
so I said the 80s and it was like cool, and then I brought in sex trafficking. Sorry, like I
yeah,
really made
yeah,
that question a real downer at the
I don't
end.
even know
But it is like,
it's an
it
important.
sucks because yeah, it sucks because you can't, like, parents can't just say, okay, go out and play. Like, that, I remember how cool that was. Like, I was like, we're riding our bikes around, and, sometimes we go to the store or whatever. Like, it was just like, and we never once worried about, like, anything bad happening. So,
Well, what's crazy is
sucks.
like the Walmart I live next to is like horrible with it. Like I've heard stories about like people like getting come up and talk to about it. My brother even had he lived in Eugene at the time, and some guy like walked up to him. The guy was like 5'5" and like started talking to him about the most like random religion. My brother was like, "I'm good, man. Can you just leave me alone?" And the guy just like wouldn't stop.
Huh.
And like, damn, it's like they target like almost anybody. Like some
Yeah, yeah, I know. I
crazy.
know.
It's
It is
cool.
crazy.
But anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry,
here's the
random
question.
tangent.
If you could have dinner with any two people, who would you choose?
Damn it! That's definitely off a website because I picked four though.
Oh,
Okay,
four
two.
people. I gotta choose four people.
Mm-hmm,
God
mm-hmm.
damn.
I just
All
gave
right.
you. Now you're ready though. Is this living or dead?
Either.
Okay.
Any two people.
Um.
Has to be an actual person though. You can't say like fucking SpongeBob or some shit.
Damn. Okay. Check him off. No,
Okay.
I wasn't even a SpongeBob guy. I'm too old for that. Uh. I think it's weird because people always say like Bob Marley or Jesus, but Bob Marley would be really cool because like not only was he an incredible musician, you hope that he would like play music after dinner, but he like the way he thought about things. I remember there was like a clip on the internet. I'm sure you could find it. Someone was interviewing him, and they were like, what is it like to be rich? And he was like, well, what is rich? What is that to you? Is it just money, or is it happiness? It's like, I don't subscribe to your riches.
I think
And I
I've
was
seen
like,
that.
damn, like
I
what
actually saw that quote really recently. Actually.
what a thoughtful answer though. You know what I mean? Like instead of like he was like questioning this guy's belief structure. It's like, man. Plus he was like positive and like that. It just seems like that. And then also probably Chris Farley.
Mm,
Just
okay.
because like that would be funny. Like you know what I mean? And that guy, I don't know, definitely died too soon. Like man. And he was like my
Mhm.
favorite like comedian. Like when I was growing up, like I was a huge Chris Farley fan. So yeah, probably those two guys.
Okay. I like it. All
Yeah,
right, I'm ready.
that was
This
it.
is
That
where
was five.
people turn off the squad. Yeah, that was five. This is where
Yeah.
people turn off the
Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Okay. Question one. When is the most? It's kind of weird, worded weird because I just didn't want like. When is the most fun you've ever had? Like when you think back on your life, you're like, oh my gosh, that was so fun.
like during a time.
A
Uh,
time, an event, like it was just like when were you having the most fun in your life?
oh my gosh. Um, I mean, like, I'm like not like, I'm like pretty like not fresh out of high school, but like 4 years ago, almost now I graduated. So like
Yeah.
sports. like sports in high school were really fun sometimes, and mostly because our school was pretty good, so it's just like you were always with like your friends every day, and so like just getting to play sports with them, like sports are just always so fun in general, and just to be able to go through with like your best friends, which I'm like still like best friends with all of them to this day. Probably
Mm-hmm.
like the most fun I'll ever have. I mean, like I still have a lot of fun with them, but it's like cool.
The
Or
most fun you'll ever have?
not ever have, but like it's like
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to think of others. I mean, like going on like family vacations are always really fun. Like now when I'm older,
Okay.
I realize it. I'm like these are like when I was younger, I'd always be like, oh, I want to go back home and be with my friends. But now,
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Mhm.
There's like this crazily poignant quote in The Office. Andy Bernard, like I
Oh, I
think
know
it's the
what
very
you're
last
saying.
episode, when he says, "I wish someone would have told me I was in the good times while the good times were happening," or
Yeah,
something like that.
quote
You
gives
know?
me goosebumps. that
What's up?
it's I said that quote gives me goosebumps. It's a great quote. It's like,
Yeah, dude, and it is weird. Go ahead.
and it's said by the worst Office character too, which sucks. But
Whoa, whoa.
yeah, I
The
said it.
That's a big claim. The worst Office character?
Andy Bernard.
Wow.
The Nard dog is terrible. He is so
Hmm.
annoying sometimes. Sometimes he's pretty
That's
fun.
the whole point. That's why he was good.
No, no, no.
Oh man, we can debate that later.
Yeah.
That might be a part of a pod where we go over that. Anyway, sorry, I got off track, but that's okay. So yeah, so
Oh, okay.
sports for you,
Sports or I don't know, just like
family
anytime I'm just like
vacations.
with my friends, it's just like
Hmm.
or just like with people you love, it's just always a happy time, basically. I mean, basically,
Okay,
just surround yourself with people you care about.
okay, interesting. All right, see that was insightful. That was
Mhm.
insightful.
Yeah.
What's your proudest moment?
My proudest moment. Wow.
My questions are deep. I was like, man, I
Yeah,
should
your
tell him, but
question's like
I
rich.
wanted your honest answers. You know what I mean? So it's like I didn't want to give them to you ahead of time because I wanted it to like be like what you. I wanted you to have be kind of like off guard and have to because we'll get better answers.
I'm trying to think actually, what is my proudest moment? Uh, I mean, I'm pretty young, so I haven't had a huge like
Yeah,
accomplishment so far. I don't even go to
but
college.
and that's okay. Like it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
like maybe it was winning. Didn't you like
Well,
win
honestly, yeah.
some
When
kind of
I
track
went
thing or?
for track, so I won the Open
Mhm.
400, and I wasn't even like I didn't do track until my freshman year of high school, and I just remember like all the time I put into it to get better, like from freshman year on until senior year. Like I had this coach, I would stay at school from like I mean, would track practice start at 3, and I would stay there until 6:30 every night. Like I would go to school 8. I mean, like 8 to 3 at or 8 to 2:30 at school, and then 3 to 6. It was just like so much work I'd put in, and the only thing I
Hmm.
ever wanted was to just win the state for something, and I finally did it. And I mean, my biggest goal was to get recruited by colleges and go to college for track, and I did. I ended up not even wanting to do college track though. I was kind of burnt out a little
Mm-hmm.
bit by the end. All that
Sure.
training burnt me out, but I mean that was a huge accomplishment for me. It was something really cool, and I just remember also like state my senior year after every event, I would like take my medals and put them around my mom's neck, and I just like a
Hmm.
picture of her like wearing like all my medals, and it was kind of a cool moment. It was like a
Hmm.
pretty cool accomplishment of mine.
Yeah. Okay, that was good. Like it's like you didn't want to talk about. That was great, man. Like
Thank
what a
you.
cool
I'm
thing.
not the
Like
deepest guy in the
she'll
world.
be able to look. She'll be able to look back. But see, it's not even about that. Like that's part of what I think is cool about podcasts and real conversations. Is like you say what you really think without worrying about like like
Hmm.
to you that is like right now in your life that's the proudest moment. Like, and I guarantee your mom probably cherishes that picture and will
Oh yeah,
like
she
love that.
literally
Probably
sent me
show
a
it to your
picture of it like two
grandkids,
weeks
to her
ago.
grandkids. And what's up?
She literally sent me a picture of it like a week or so ago. It was
Hey.
like a 4 year, 3 year, like 3 years ago today.
Oh, showed up on memories on
Yeah,
Facebook.
and she sent me the
Okay.
picture and sent me like a message.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So now you get the dinner question. You can do three people since
Three people.
you only gave me two. I
Okay, I
won't force you to do
thought of
four,
two
but give
while
me
you were
three
talking.
people.
So
Okay.
Adam Sandler,
Oh, okay.
I just grew up on his movies. Like my dad always had him playing all the time, and I still watch his movies to this day. And I think he's hilarious.
And I've heard he's because part of it for me is like it's got to be people I would want to spend time with. I heard he's like
A
a
cool guy.
genuine,
Mhm.
humble, like just you wouldn't believe he's worth $430 million. Like he's just
Yeah, he seems like a super cool guy. Like I don't know,
that's what
he's a
I've
super
heard.
cool guy.
Yeah.
Another one I feel like is also just a super cool guy would be The Rock. Like
Okay. Yeah, that would be cool.
I love The Rock. I think like I mean if there's a movie he's in, I'm gonna watch
Me
it. If there's
too.
a show he's in, I'm gonna watch it. He's just an interesting guy, and his path is so crazy if you really think
Mm.
about it. Like he just played football at the U, and then started
Yeah.
wrestling, and then now he's just this like mogul. It's so random. It's so cool though.
Yeah. It's insane.
And then oh my god,
Okay.
what would be my last. I'm trying to decide between. Trying to think. I
Well, you
love
could do four, and then you wouldn't have to decide
yeah.
between either of them.
I don't know. You said three. I'm trying to decide. I'm trying, I really
Stickler for the rules.
I really like um Zac Efron, which sounds weird because people always
Okay.
think of him as the High School Musical guy, but I feel like he does
No,
so
no, no,
much.
not at all, dude.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people.
Yeah.
I feel like there are people out there that's like, oh, they don't really know what he's done since High School Musical. But
Mm.
his like newest.
See, I'm so old. I never even saw High School
Oh,
Musical.
okay, then that yeah, okay, that makes sense. But his like
Yeah,
newest.
I know a lot of people really liked his Netflix special
Yeah,
that,
it
like
was
the series
amazing.
he did.
It's like
Yeah,
my
people were
favorite like
stoked on that. I
documentary.
wasn't super into it.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? You
Anyway,
weren't?
sorry.
I think the
Yeah,
guy who worked with
I
him.
watched the first episode. Okay.
I really liked him. I was trying to think of like another actor though. I mean, it's hard. I'm probably gonna get off this podcast and probably think of like
Yeah,
20 names and be like, oh,
for sure. I was like, oh, I should have said Gary V. That'd be cool.
that would be, yeah, he's a good one. I mean, yeah, there's so many people out there. There's so many
We
interesting
can always we
like
can always come back to it
yeah.
later. Like next pod, you'd be like, hey, I changed my mind. This is who I want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
probably
fine.
change my mind. I'll probably change. I'm probably gonna keep the Adam Sandler and The Rock one, but the third one I got.
Okay.
I got.
Okay.
I was saying Mrs. Turner.
Go ahead. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure she's down. She's retired. She's not doing anything. Um, what's your best quality and your worst quality?
Oh my gosh. Damn.
I know.
I'd say my best quality is I am a people person, I think.
Okay.
Like I'm like very good at like holding conversations and keeping conversations with people.
Agreed.
I feel like I'm really good at like just getting along with people. I think that's a really good trait I have. I mean, I have to do it at my job all
Okay.
the time. I work at Dutch Bros, so
Hmm.
I mean, I do it daily. And after working there, I really realized it. Like some people, you'll meet people out there, and it's like if you give them a chance, some people are just really cool, and you would have never guessed it
Hmm.
if you didn't ever just like
Yeah.
start talking to them and get in a cool conversation with people. It's like something
Huh.
I realized a couple years ago, and it was just like really changed my mind about things. Like some people don't
Okay.
like some people look like they would just be the most boring person in the world, but they're just living the most insane life, and it's like holy shit, they've been through a
Hmm.
lot of things. Like
Okay.
it's crazy. I've heard some wild things on Window, so
I can imagine.
yeah,
I can imagine.
yeah. So
Huh.
I think, but my worst quality, I would definitely say, is I am too last second about everything,
You lack what?
like we talked about. I'm too last second about everything. So
Oh,
like I
okay.
wait.
Okay.
I'm just the worst procrastinator in the world. Just
Hmm.
hate it so much when I do it, but I am, and I don't fold
But
on.
yet you continue to do it.
Yeah, I continue to do it. It's just a horrible trait of mine.
Okay.
I just can't stop. I'm just addicted to it at this point.
Okay. All right. Okay. Uh, and then I've got two questions I got to decide between. When was the last time you were really angry?
Last night, fucking the sun.
What? No, that doesn't count.
I don't know actually. I don't get like really angry a lot. Like,
Okay. Should I
I
do the other
usually
question then
try to,
instead?
I usually don't try to let things like make my day horrible. Like, I try
Okay.
to
All right,
like
we'll do the other
work.
one then.
Yeah, ask the other question.
What's the best gift you've ever gotten?
Uh, what's the best gift I've ever gotten? I mean, like, could I do multiple?
Sure.
So, like, I guess in a way, I would say every trip my mom has ever taken, me and my brother on.
Hmm.
Because, like,
Like including the one you just did, like the
yeah, the one to
Suns
Phoenix,
game.
like, that was so
Hmm.
awesome, and it was like such a fun time, and like I'll always remember. Or, like, we went to Fiji.
How many of them have you done?
So we went to Fiji a couple years ago. We've been to LA, all of us. We went to like Disneyland, Phoenix. I mean, we are always talking about going on trips too, because my mom's obsessed with traveling, so
Okay.
she always wants to. So I mean, that's like the best gift probably is her just loving to travel and wanting to travel with us and
Hmm.
being able to. Because I know not many people have a mom that's able to spend money on vacations with them. So it's pretty lucky that
Hmm.
I have a mom that is willing to and has the money to. So it's kind of nice.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, pretty fortunate.
Okay. Okay. That makes me feel bad. I was the same with my Nintendo when I was a little kid.
Oh,
Like
okay. If we're
the
talking
year
about
was really popular.
materialistic things, I'm gonna go
No,
with.
no, no, no. I mean, that was fine too. I just felt like, oh man, mine's. But that was really cool. Like at the time, because like the best gift. It's not. I don't really care like what the gift is. It's more what does the gift signify to you. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? That's what tells you more about. That's why that question's
I mean,
cool.
if I were to
Okay.
say the best item I've ever gotten, my grandma got me a North Face jacket, and it has changed
Okay.
my life over the last year because it is so cozy when
Ooh.
it rains, and I am outside a lot.
Okay.
So it is pretty nice to have in the wintertime in Oregon. So
Dang! Shout out to North Face
shout out
for
to North
just
Face,
plugging them for
Grandma.
free.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. So if
Okay. All
you're
right.
buying North Face, use Brendan as a 10%.
Use the promo code
Use
Brendan.
promo code Brendan as a 10% off discount.
Okay. Yeah, let us know how that works out.
People call it North Face
uh,
and they're like, I'm using the promo code. What the fuck?
yeah, right? Yeah. Didn't take anything off. They're like, huh? Like, all right.
Yeah,
Cool.
it didn't take
All right,
nothing.
that was it.
I spent $1,000.
Those were those are my questions.
Those are your questions?
Those are your questions. We
Okay.
did it.
All right.
Is your buddy there even?
Well, I was supposed to. He's at like work right now, but he's gonna be. I mean, he said like 11ish because I think he has his lunch right now.
Okay. Well, we're 11ish right now. It's 11:09.
Well, I gotta check my phone too. I'm using my phone as my light, so
Oh shoot.
I don't have my phone on me.
Oh yeah, your lighting is better.
You like that? I do want to
Yeah.
tell you though. I did get this in Phoenix. It's my new It's a totem.
Okay.
Do you
Why
like
does
it?
it have the Colts on it?
Because that's my team.
Oh. Well, why'd you get that in Phoenix? I thought you were gonna show me something Suns related.
No, they have a store. They had a store, and it just had like a bunch of these like totems, and it was like so many different sports teams. It was pretty cool.
Huh.
I was like, I got like a bunch of Sun stuff at this game, but
Okay.
yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I was like, it's just sitting
I
right here.
like that you always do like show and tell at the end of the podcast.
I know.
Like,
Last time I was
here's
on
this
the
thing
team,
I have.
next time, hey, I'll show you something next time. I got some pretty cool stuff for him.
Okay, yeah, that'll just be how we end each podcast. We'll just do Brendan's show and tell. Maybe Tyler will make like a cool graphic that says something right before Brendan's show
Yeah,
and
maybe
tell.
this will just be my thing. Every time I come on, I do a show and tell at
This
the
is
end.
it.
So
This
that's
is
my
it.
second. That's my second show and tell. So the first time, do you remember what the first item was?
Well, you've showed a couple. You showed that map. You had
Well, you asked
a
about the map.
no. You said you had the weight of the world on. You said that was the
Oh, I had
world
the
on your
world on my shoulders.
shoulders. You showed me some. You showed me an autographed Steve Nash jersey.
Yep, it's right here.
There we go. And if you're listening to the podcast, sorry, you don't get to see any of these things.
You can hear me
There it is.
at the class. Yep, I remember. I remember what I was thinking when Steve Nash signed my jersey too. I
What were
remember.
you thinking?
I remember. Well, it must be suck. It must suck to be the guys 10 rows above that don't get his autograph, because I did. And I was like, "Holy shit, Steve Nash has some hairy ass knuckles."
Really
Yeah, hairy hands. Like
interesting.
some hairy hands.
Interesting.
That would probably be me and like God.
Yeah, but you're blonde hair, so no one will see it
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. That damn
Lucky
Canadian.
you. Uh, all right. Well, that was it, dude.
Well, hey, thank you
I
for having me
think,
on
unless
again.
there's some. That was pretty cool.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I
Okay,
look
good.
forward to maybe the 4-part saga.
Yeah, definitely. You got to come. Now we've established the segment. You got to do show and tell. You have to come back.
Brendan show and tell. Okay, I'll think about my show and tell for next time.
Okay, good.
Good.
That's what I like. Dude, eventually, once we get sponsored, you could be like, oh, my show and tell is this 6-pack of Miller Lite.
This is my North Face jacket.
Super refreshing. You know what I
This
mean?
is
We'll
my
just do
6-pack
product
of
placement.
Modelo's. They're all empty.
Brewed for the fighting spirit.
I'm like drunk. I'm like, this is my
All
6-pack.
right. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, thanks again for being here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it.
See you
Okay.
later.
Wait, so yeah, okay.